Media outlets like CNN and MSNBC are fake news. Fake news.
Bro, do I have to sue CNN?
I don't know, do you?
They're making shit up. They keep saying I'm taking horse dewormer. I literally got it from a doctor. It's an American company.
Mm-hmm.
They won the Nobel Prize in 2015 for use in human beings.
Yeah.
And CNN is saying I'm taking horse dewormer.
Yeah, what, so...
They must know that that's a lie.
Well, there's a lot of people saying it.
Right, but a lot of people can say it.
Okay.
Like the internet says it, who cares?
Sure.
But CNN is saying it.
It was CNN that came out, so when CNN comes out with a report, I don't place too much credence in it.
This morning, Joe Rogan, the mega popular podcaster and UFC commentator, says he tested positive for COVID.
I got fevers and sweats, and I knew what was going on.
Rogan also sharing with his over 13 million followers that he's taking the drug Ivermectin, meant to treat parasites and worms in horses and other animals.
We immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin.
Despite being unproven as a COVID treatment and dangerous for humans in high doses, ivermectin has received a recent boost from online misinformation, prompting warnings from the FDA and other health officials.
More breaking news this evening. Joe Rogan, an extremely popular podcaster, announced on social media today that he has COVID. Rogan has said young, healthy people don't need to get vaccinated. In his statement on social media, Rogan said he has taken several therapeutics to recover.
So we immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, Z-Pak, prednisone, everything.
One of those drugs he mentioned, ivermectin, is something more often used to deworm horses. CDC says there's no evidence it works on COVID. Its increased usage has only led to a substantial increase in overdoses after a push by some on the far right, citing vaccine misinformation.
Horse dewormer's not a flattering thing, I get that.
It's a lie. It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that's a willing, that's a lie that they're conscious of. This is not a mistake.
Yeah.
They're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine.
Well, the FDA put this thing out. You saw that. Did you see that thing that the FDA put out?
What did the FDA put out?
It was a tweet, and it was snarky. I admit it. They said, you are not a horse, you are not a cow, stop taking this stuff. Or something.
The FDA tweeting last month, "You are not a horse, you are not a cow. Serious, y'all, stop it."
Like
Why
that.
would you say that when you're talking about a drug that's been given out to billions and billions of people, a drug that was responsible for one of the inventors of it making
Nobel Prize.
winning the Nobel Prize in 2015?
15, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
a drug that has been shown to stop viral replication in vitro. You know that, right? Why would they lie and say that's horse dewormer? I can afford people medicine, motherfucker. This is ridiculous.
And when I say fake news, I mean stories that are designed to trick people into believing lies.
Brian, this is obviously someone who has said on his podcast that you know, healthy young people probably don't need to get vaccinations. What's he saying about his condition?
He's trying to portray this as if he is feeling better now, he's doing better now because of this cocktail of drugs and medications. But when you have a horse deworming medication that's discouraged by the government, that actually causes some people in this crazed environment we're in to actually want to try it. That's the upside down world we're in with figures like Joe Rogan.
It's just a lie.
I don't think anyone is...
But don't you think that a lie like that is dangerous on a news network when you know that they know they're lying? You know that they know that I took medicine, like here it is. This is ivermectin.
You got
this
it
is
with
right
you.
Here. Somebody gave it to me.
All right, hang on. The thing is, we're like going so fast. Like I feel like I'm missing.
Do you think that's a problem, that your news network lies?
Well, I don't.
Dude.
What did they say?
They lied
What did
and
they
said
say?
I was taking horse dewormer. First of all, it was prescribed to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
Along
They
with
shouldn't have said
a
it was
bunch
horse.
of other
If
medications.
if you got a human pill, because there were people that were taking it, the veterinary medication, and you're not, obviously. You got it from a doctor, so that it shouldn't be called that.
So, Dr. Wynn, ivermectin, apparently given to deworm animals, why are people using this? I mean, I know, you know, it's being spread online and stuff, but what is the theory that it works?
Well, I think there are some people who want to believe that there is a magic pill for COVID, which of course we would all want. But this is the main issue. So with ivermectin, not only is it that we know, not only are we saying that there's no evidence it works, it goes beyond that. We actually know that it doesn't work.
Ivermectin can be a very effective medication.
We're saying that there's no evidence it works. It goes beyond that. We actually know that it doesn't work.
Ivermectin can be a very effective medication. Can I just come back to the one I want to talk about? Two things on the ledger.
You have, before we get to that, does it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied, just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer?
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask? You didn't think that was you're the medical guy over there.
I didn't ask. I should have asked before
coming on your podcast. But they did it with such glee.
No,
yes,
Joe.
They did. I watched.
They found that there was no benefit for ivermectin in reducing mortality, death to COVID-19, no reduction in symptoms or duration of symptoms for COVID-19, so it does not work. And so when everything is risk and there is no benefit, then this is not something that should be done. And I think the greater harm here is that it provides this false reassurance. People are now going about not getting vaccinated, saying that they can do whatever they want with the understanding that there is this magic pill to save them at the end of the day, except that it's not a magic pill that actually works.
He did say something about ivermectin that I think wasn't actually correct about CNN and lying, okay? Ivermectin is a drug that is commonly used as a horse dewormer. So it is not a lie to say that the drug is used as a horse dewormer. I think that's important, and it is not approved for COVID.
Now, I think what Joe's point is...
It has been approved for humans, but not necessarily for COVID, right? Yeah.
That's correct. And there's still a few ongoing clinical trials around ivermectin, but for the most part, if you look at the data, there's no evidence that it really works here.
The complete opposite of what he said to Rogan. Listen.
Ivermectin can be a very effective medication,
but for the most part, if you look at the data, there's no evidence that it really works.
Ivermectin can be a very effective medication.
What a snake. Just tell the truth. We can't do it.
I used to work at CNN. I saw it firsthand, the absolute inability to cover Hillary Clinton's emails and the total lies about Donald Trump. Here they go again. I mean, this is their MO. This is what they do.
Why does CNN have to lie about it?
And that's what I liked about how Joe Rogan handled it. If you watch the full interview, he points out that they knew what they were saying was not true. Contrary to what you just heard from Don Lemon, they were saying that he had used a horse dewormer. That was a lie. They knew it was a lie, and he called them out on it. But it's also good to remember it wasn't just CNN. NPR said it. It was all over social media.
The comedian and UFC commentator just revealed on Instagram that he caught COVID Sunday after a performance in hard-hit Florida. To combat the virus, he's taking a cocktail of medications, including the controversial horse deworming drug ivermectin.
Twitter had it trending, this lie that Joe Rogan had used a horse dewormer to treat COVID. That was not true. They knew it wasn't true. And we have an entire media ecosystem built around false narratives rather than telling the truth.
You could also die from overdoses of ivermectin. And I hope that people realize this and heed the advice of public health experts rather than Joe Rogan.
No shit, Sherlock.
If there were a medicine that would really help with COVID, every doctor around the world would be using it.
No shit.